Hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another video from North. Today we'll be talking about a very big update that is supposedly coming in June. This update is going to contain a lot of tanks, a lot of maps, a lot of fixes to the armor system, everything like that. That's what I've heard, that's what I've been told. Don't run out of my information, but that's what I've been told. Basically, we're going to go over the first thing that, I've heard that's going to change. We're losing the M4A1 Velorise. Why are we losing this tank? Because, to be honest, this tank doesn't really fit. I mean, it's a medium tank with a bloody great big, tank destroyer gun. Now, Greg has said, when he removes it, people who own the tank will, still have it, but it'll be remodeled. Make it look better. He hasn't said anything about the stats though, so that's a bit, are the stats going to be different? Are they going to be worse? Are they going to be better? Now, you guys are probably asking in the comments, Arduous, what is going to replace the M4 Revoluise? So, to answer that question, there's one very good candidate to replace the M4A1 Revoluise. And that tank is similar to this one. The M4 FL10. Now the tank that's meant to replace this tank is meant to be called the M4A4 FL10. Now, what I haven't been told is how many rounds the M4A4 is going to have, how long it's reloaded. I don't know any of that. What I think is that it's going to have more rounds than the M4 FL10, the M4A1 FL10. It's probably going to have a longer reload, but it's going to have more rounds, and it's probably going to be able to dispense those rounds quicker. Now, AMX 1375 will become a tech region. This is good news for everybody who wanted the AMX 1375, because when the AMX 1390 was removed, a lot of people were upset, saying, it's not fair that, they've built up all this gold and then suddenly, they lose a tank that is horrifically overpowered. It's not so overpowered anymore because there's other tanks that, kind of have power creeped it in a way. It's still a good tank. I mean, it can still clip plenty of other tanks. But he's going to bring this tank back into the store, replacing the MX 1375 that will be put into the tech tree. So it'll be, you get it for, in-game currency instead of, real life currency. Also, I think the ACG is going to be buffed. I don't know what's being buffed on it. All I'm being told is that, this has been buffed, that's been nerfed, this blah 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 blah. Also, there's a hint that there could be AMX 5120. Now, it's not confirmed. I don't think it's going to be added because, the AMX 5100 is already cancelled enough. Of course, it has that super long, was like 50-second reload. That is horrifically long. So basically, it's like taking the T125's gun, jamming it into a enlarged turret on the MX 5100, and then calling it the MX 5120 with probably 3 rounds of basically you're basically 3 T125s in one tank. Now, when I uploaded the Will There Be Tier 7 video, Tier 7's video, that got a lot of views and it got a lot of likes. But a lot of people, to this day, still talk about it. I know it's not a very old video, it's only a couple of weeks old, but a lot of people still talk about it. In my mind, the MX-5120 will either be, if it has 3 rounds, it'll be tier 5. If it has 4 rounds, it'll be tier 6. Now, if the MX-5120 is added in, I know for a fact people are going to ask for the MX-50B. The MX-50B is basically a upgraded version of the MX-5120. If the MX-50B is added in, and I know it would be because it's superior enough to the MX-5120, but say it's added in. If it has 3 rounds, right, or say 4 rounds, it'll be tier 6. 5 rounds, it'll be tier 7. 6 rounds, it'll probably be like some kind of super expensive premium. But yeah, the MX-50 100 isn't going to change a lot. Same with the MX-1390. I think it's either the MX-1375 or the MX-1390. When the MX-1375, I'm not entirely sure what one it is, but one of those two, with people owning them, will get a special edition. Now, I think it's probably the MX-1390, or is it the Rim? I'm having a feeling it's the Revolution, I'm not entirely sure, because that's going to be removed from sale. It's not going to be removed from the game, but it's going to just be removed from the store. And I think the Revolution is one of the most bought tanks at high tier, because it's got a really lethal gun. I mean, this gun is basically the E50's gun, but buffed up. Also another thing. STA1 isn't really being changed. Bit sad, really. I just wished it got its new turret, and I just wished, this engine neck would be put down slightly so it could turn this turtle around, but hey, doesn't matter. Conqueror will be getting changed. Armor system will be completely updated. Again, this is what I've been told. But this 120mm gun, 1400 DPM. It's better than last time this was updated. When this thing was first put in the game, it had just over 1,000 DPM for a tier 6 heavy tank. Yeah. Now it has 1,400. Well, it's really 1,300, but hey. Another thing. The tortoise may be added in. Now, there's been a bit of a talk about the tortoise, and somebody actually, put in stats of what they would think the tortoise would be like. When they said they like tier 4, the armor stats was bad. I mean, it was like tier 3 levels. I mean, it was like 170mm at the front of the superstructure. Yeah, that's really bad armor. But then he put tier 5, and the armor was like 250 at the front, 260 at the front, with the 32-pounder gun. Yeah, so Tortoise may be coming later, probably not in June, but probably later. But there's that. So Also, I would really love to see the FU4 in the game. Not the one with the 105mm, but the one with the 20 pounder, the Type B. That would be pretty cool. For the Germans, yeah, for the Germans, the Tiger Porsche is going to be added in. So again, it's going to be this thing with the elongated chassis. The turret is going to be more at the front, and it's going to have like 204mm of frontal hull armor. Well, it's going to have like 105mm of frontal turret armor, but it's going to be, you know, quite sluggish. Nothing. So also, I honestly think the Ferdinand needs to get another gun. Because now that all these other tanks have been added in, like for example, the with the buff of Tiger 2, with the implementation whatever, with the introduction of the Centurion 7-1, um, and things like that, and the especially the M4085 pattern, it actually struggles to do damage now. It can't even damage the T125's turret anymore. I mean, I have had the odd pen where they've shot here and they've penned for some bizarre reason. But other than that, I feel like I mean, now some of you maybe you type in the chat saying, you know, you can't constantly be buffing tanks and buffing tanks, buffing tanks because you got to get to a point where tanks is going to one shot another tank. Yes, I understand that. Some tanks need to be nerfed, some tanks need to be buffed to create this equilibrium. Equilibrium. Sorry. Um, so 88mm needs to be changed to either. Don't add the 120mm because that's gonna be cancer. That will be utter cancer. Um, because if you had the 120mm, it's going to basically be this gun. Well, this is the L55 Alpha. This is basically the better version of the L50. It's gonna be basically this gun on the Ferdinand. Now, now. Hypothetical scenario. Everybody logs in one day. Ferdinand has 120mm gun. How do people react to that? Well, people react with, you know, it's got like, you know, high damage per shot. Not very good damage per minute. It'll probably have like 1500 to 1600 DPM base. So, yeah. So I mean, I honestly think it probably needs mm, probably a DPM buff. Um, so there's that. Also, I trying to think. Um, Also, not sure. That's another thing I want to talk about. The E100 for first speed. Well, actually, all the German tanks for first speed is garbage. It is bad. In real life, the E100 actually was able to reverse at 15 kilometers an hour, but yet it reverses at 1 kilometer an hour in the game. So that's a bit confusing. Yes, the Panther 2 had horrific reverse speed. The Leopard 1 had fantastic reverse speed. I think it did 25 backwards. E50 had pretty good. Panther F, yes, of course, had pretty good. The Panther M10. So the Panther M10, I think, if we actually have a look at the turret, yeah, it looks like a Panther A. Or Panther. No, it looks like Panther A. I can't. I don't think the Panther A is in the game. That's a bit sad, isn't it? Of course, if the Panther A was in the game, it would be pretty diabolically bad. So, so. Bagel at Panther. Bagel at Panther. I'm going to say this one more time for everybody to, to stop asking me because it's driving me nuts. You cannot get the Vega Light Panzer 57. You just can't get it. Okay? You can't get it. Greg gave it to a select number of community contributors and map makers. He even gave it to me, which I thought was absolutely, utter respect. This machine, I don't know. Indian Panzer, I honestly think this thing. This. It needs to be rebalanced. It really does. I mean, 280mm pen is just so unrealistic. It really is. It is so unrealistic in pen wise. Um, so let's forget about that. Let's move on to other things. Now for the Russians. Now you're all probably going, "Oh yes, Russians, Russians." Nothing's been confirmed for the Russians. Not that I've been told of. I've been just told, nothing's confirmed. But to be honest, I honestly think that adding the IS4 and the IS7 will be a very good choice. It'll give people, the IS4 is built to take hits, okay? It is built to take huge hits. I mean, it's got like 240 millimeters of pure armor sloped at 60 degrees on the front of the hull. That is just so brilliant. That's very strong. That's about 270 millimeters of effective armor. The turret, 250 millimeters of pure armor. Of course, it's sloped. It's rounded. IS7 is similar to the T10, where it has a pipe nose, or the IS3 has a pipe nose, but the pipe nose is more prominent. Um, And to be honest, if the i7 was added in, it will be a hold down monster. But of course, long range, because some shells are, you may be able to overmatch the top of the tank. Now, I'm not sure if that's true. Greg, if you watch this video, please tell me if that's true. But there's that. What other things? KV2 might be getting the 1940s turret instead of having this 1939 model. I honestly agree with that because it will give it more DPM, which means quicker reload time. I need to slow reload time, but another thing, Super Hellcat, I would really like to see in the game. Obviously, it's not been added, but hey. Mouse obviously isn't. Just don't mention the mouse because you're gonna get trampled. T30, T30. If I could just select my T34, there you go. T30, basically this tank with 155mm gun, which means it can do about 750 to 850 damage per shot. So it's like the KV2, but you can pen things. And it's got, pretty good muzzle velocity. It's not super good, but it's, pretty good. So it's basically the T34 Heavy with less pen. I reckon it'll be about 170mm pen. And it will have the most devastating hit. You'll be able to slap everything and just one hit it in cough. You really will. I'm not even joking about that. So, T125 was meant to get a remodel a few months ago. Of course, it wasn't added in because I don't really know why it wasn't added in. But the remodel, Greg actually showed it a few months ago. It looks gorgeous. The remodel looks absolutely gorgeous. It's an absolutely amazing remodel. I've heard that the remodel actually increases the stats of the tank. Now, what does that increase? Does it increase the damage per minute? Does that increase the acceleration rate, as in make it better? Does it make the armor slightly better? Who knows? All I know is that the remodel is gorgeous. It's an absolute gorgeous remodel. Now, I'm not sure if Greg is going to actually add in the remodel. Because over time, he may change his mind and everything like that. Forget the M60. I don't want to talk about that. The M24 IMI OTO 60mm. It's basically got this thing. This thing's gun, but without the autoloader. Oh, sorry, excuse me. This, it's a bit, yeah, it's been more than a bit. It's been quite horrifically power creeped. 254mm pen's pretty good. I think the M60 has 265. 254 for light tank is pretty bloody good. But to be honest, it's got such a low DPM for a tier 6 light tank. It's kind of, it makes the RU251 look good. The RU251 is good. So, there's that. But yeah, there's a lot of changes coming to the game. I know I haven't been that informative, and I do apologise. But to be honest, if all these changes come, and I really do hope they come, if they come to the game, people are going to come back to the game because there could be new tanks and there could be new maps, and people are going to look for maps. Where do we go? Where's the best sniping spots? What's the best tank to use? Also, Yag Tiger, yes, the good old Yagi. That's possibly going to be added to the game. Super Conqueror. If the now this is a bit weird. But just hold on. If the Super Conqueror is basically a Conqueror with fixed armor on the hull and the turrets. Now, if the Super Conqueror is added in, the Conqueror will get spaced armor on its turret, but not on its hull. But it will have its armor completely reconfigured. It would have something like 303mm on the front of the turret, which is ridiculous. And I think it will have like 130mm on the hull, 140. And the Super Conqueror will have like 160, and then 330mm on the turret, I think. But the Super Conqueror will have more damage per minute. I don't know how much higher damage per minute. I don't know the hit points of the tank as well. I think the Conqueror may be put down to tier 5 and have its hit points reduced. If that's the case, then I'm fine with that. But the Super Conqueror and the Conqueror use the same gun. Now. The FV422 I was really liking the game, because I think that's a wonderful little tank. Yes, as you can tell by the name, it is British. No other name uses the FV signature for tanks. Actually, the prototype of the Conqueror was actually the FV201. So, there's some good history behind that, actually. The Lurch 30mm isn't changing. It's not changing that much. But yeah, if the Jag Tiger, when that's added in, it's going to be basically E100 without a turret. Obviously not the hull, it will have the Tiger 2 hull. We'll have the E100 gun. And because it doesn't have a turret, I feel like it will have a higher damage per minute, but lower pen. Now. The RU251. I feel like the RU251 has been left behind, and that's a bit unfortunate because it's a good machine. It's fast, it's a pain, and everything like that. But from that, I also think it needs to have a little bit of love. So, there's the wrap up, guys. It's all the tanks that I've been told about that are probably going to make it into the game by June with the Mega update. That's what I've been told. I'll try and somehow get in contact with Greg. Somehow. And ask him about the Mega update in June. If he confirms that the Mega update is coming in June, that is going to include a lot of tanks, a lot of maps, maybe a lot of maps. I'm not entirely sure about maps, so I'm going to have to ask, and things like that. So, yeah, man, that's all. Really? If you have any questions about the stats of the tanks, I will try and get in contact with Greg and ask him for the stats of the tanks. He probably won't give them to me because, the Mega update probably isn't finished yet. But this sounds like a very big update. Very big update. Now, I know most of you are probably going to ask, does this update include the fixes to the armor system? I don't know. I have no idea. I have no idea if it includes the fix to the armor system. All I know is that it includes tanks, maps, and blah blah blah, and really good things. And I honestly think that this update, you know, we've waited a long time for a big update, and we have. Partly it's because, you know, VR's taken off, and, you know, everybody's contesting to make, you know, a VR game and make a little bit of buck from it. I don't mind that. I really don't mind that. But honestly, this game, with the introduction of all of these tanks that I've talked about, I think um, I think it will probably be a good step towards, you know, a better game. It will definitely probably not fix the game, you know, in one big update, but it will definitely fix some things. So, thank you guys for watching this video. If you did enjoy this video, give it a thumbs up. If you did enjoy this video, give it a thumbs down. Put in the comment section what you think about the tanks that are supposedly coming in the June Mega update. Now, when I get some more information, I'll make another video. Probably about, you know, maps. I'll probably ask for maps. Now, to be honest, do we need maps? No, but, you know, it doesn't hurt anybody if you add in maps. Just don't make the maps too big, because then it starts to lag out the game and everything. Blah, blah, blah. Honestly, I'm so hoping that this update is the real deal, and it's not going to be some of these spoof updates that some of these game developers do. But if it turns out to be a legitimate update, and, you know, the Super Conqueror's being added in, the Yagtag's being added in, the Tiger Beast being added in, and all these tanks being added in, that is going to be so fantastic, and it's going to be so good, because it's going to give this game so much more variety. Obviously, the M4A4 FL10, I don't know. I'm going to keep an eye on that, because that feels like it could be a little bit of a power creep, where it's going to obviously outperform the M4A1 FL10. But, you know, as usual, I mean, who cares? It's the bigger brother to the M4A1 FL10. Carries more rounds, blah blah blah. But I honestly think the IS-7 and the IS-4, they will be fantastic introductions to the game. It will give a whole new gaming experience, game style, where you would have to be forced to use your armor. Of course, the IS-4 and the IS-7, they both have big, hard-hitting guns. The IS-4 has the 122mm M62T2, while the IS-7 has the 130mm S70. So, so, other than that, I hope that you all have a splendid day. We are very close to that big 1,000 100,000 mark. Very close. We're less than 100. We're less than 100 subscribers away. I think we're like 90 or 80, 85, 84 subscribers away. So, other than that, I hope that you guys have a wonderful year. 2020 is here. Hooray. Let's just hope that 2020 brings some really good things for Tankery. I honestly think it is. We need to keep a positive attitude. Don't need to put any more stress on Greg. I don't want to do that. I don't want to do that. So, I'm going to see you guys later. Don't forget to subscribe, like, comment, share. Don't forget to check out my Patreon. Becoming a Patreon will definitely help me. If you become a Patreon and you're part of my Discord, your suggestions will become number one. Now, I already have a few Patrons. I'm not going to say their names because, I want to make sure, that I don't want to cause any problems. But becoming a Patreon, your suggestions become number one. Your comments become number one as well. So, I'm going to see you guys later. Have a wonderful, wonderful time. Bye-bye.